It's not for me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. This is Alex.
JJ.
Anthony.
This is Anthony. Yes, sir. And today we're going to be talking about why your 2023 should be differently. Why you should come into this new year, into this new vision, into this new dream differently, and why you shouldn't sleep as much. Because this year is going to be filled with a lot of prosperity, a lot of good things for us, for me, for JJ, for Anthony, and it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's simple, but it will not be easy. So if I have a question for you, JJ, what would you say is like, why should people move 2023 differently from the past year, 2022? Why should they assess it differently?
So why should they assess it differently? So, some people see 2023 as a year that will be different if they don't change, if they don't make any changes, like 2020, 2022, our last year. They expect this year to be full of wealth, full of change, but they won't be doing the changing themselves. They just expect it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just sit around and expect things to come.
Yeah.
And like the third Newton's law, like we hear all around. It's like until you put an input, there'll not be an output.
Takes effort.
So it takes effort. It takes change to expect to see change.
Amen.
So like your question, I feel like what we should aim for is changing what we do each day, whether it's something productive or not. Try to keep that stable mindset. Keep it top priority. Keep it.
That's good. That's very good, bro. Anthony, what would you say? Why should someone that's listening to this right here, why should they think that this new year, why they should assess it differently than the year before?
Well, to start with is that at the New Year's, everyone has, their own things and their own beliefs of what's going to happen in the next year.
Mm-hmm.
And usually they always say that they're going to do something new. But in reality, they don't do anything. So if I was telling somebody that question, I would say, if you want to change, right? Instead of thinking about it, you should take action on it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially what Geraldo say, but it's just more consistent too. You can start doing something
To be more consistent?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that's very good, man.
Yeah, but I think just be more consistent and stick with it. Don't just go to the gym for the first beginning of the year and then midway you're just done with it.
Yeah.
Stop doing it.
That's very good. So the way that I would actually answer that question is, those are both very good responses, but the way that I would actually assess it is the fact of the matter is that you have to tell people why they should actually be more proactive when it comes to these things. So like, this is a new year that is going to be filled when it comes to the economy in the world. A lot of bad things are going to happen to people, a lot of recession, a lot of inflation. And the more that you do nothing, the worse that it's going to happen. Like, you cannot ignore what's happening in the world. Like, you can't ignore it for like this certain period of time, but there's going to be another era in time in next couple of years where you're going to suffer because of the fact that you didn't take action. That's why you should take action. That's why you should assess it differently. It's because if 2022 no one gave you the chance, 2023 you have to give yourself the chance. You have to call yourself out on the own things that you're not doing and why you should be doing them. That's why you should assess 2023 differently.
And I feel like most people don't understand what they truly want. It's like they would think, oh, I gotta do this for my family. I gotta do this for my brother. I mean, if it was really for your family, you would get it done.
Exactly. It would have been done. So you have to figure out what is your why when it comes to why this year should be different. And for me, how I discovered it was, there's always something that is bothering you. Like, what is frustrating you right now? What is the main frustrator when you wake up? And if you don't, ask yourself why you don't have one. Are you too comfortable with the paycheck to paycheck that you're living? Are you too comfortable where you're at right now? Do you think you shouldn't be that comfortable? Do you think comfortable is good? Because to be honest with you, most of the people that are up there, the people that you look up to, they know. And the other things that the people that are up there that they talk about is that the fact that you have to delay gratification. You have to delay being comfortable in order to sacrifice things. We talk about this, me and Anthony, when we grew up together, and we have people telling us right now in our lives that we're being brainwashed on the fact that we can't sacrifice things in our lives. And the fact is that they tell us to not take it too serious. And that's why they're poor. That's why people like that are not where they want to be, is because they listen to it, but they don't take it too seriously. But the second you start taking yourself seriously, the second you start moving, you start taking action, you start doing the things you don't want to do in the morning, in the night, every day, day and night, you do the things that you want to do, you will achieve success no matter what. It's consistency, it's discipline, it's the fact of doing it. Stop thinking, stop being so logical, just do it. What would you say?
Well, what you just said was everything true. Just a few points. There's many things to keep consistency. Regardless what you feel and regardless what emotions you're going through, or if you have a headache, always show up.
Yeah, always show up.
Regardless how you feel, I have been told, regardless, and I mean every time, no matter what, always treat a game or anything as the last championship. You always want to show up, because that one time you miss can change your course of your life.
Exactly. So like the one thing that we were taught today is Michael Jordan. He has this black and red shoe. It's called the flu game. It's Jordan 12 retro. It's called the flu game for a reason, because in that game he played while he was sick and he dropped around 50 points. And even though he was sick, he showed up. And that was one of the things that has made him the most money, that shoe. The fact that he showed up that day, and no matter what, if he was sick or not, he did his best. He played an amazing game. And the fact that 30 years later, he can use that story in order to make a shoe and an opportunity in order for him to make more money, is the fact of the matter is that you have to just show up no matter what, to work, to that business, to the gym. You have to be there.
And the effort that he kept while he was sick is crazy.
Exactly.
Well. Kept alive.
Not many people can do that. And it's the fact of sticking out. You have to grab on for longer than most. That's why it's the difference between you and the people who are up there and people that you want to be like is not nothing crazy. They're not better they're not better than you at anything naturally. They weren't born with anything that you don't have. They're not amazingly gifted. It's just they just stood there longer. They just withheld the sacrifice longer. They did it longer than you, and that's why they are where they at. That's what it is.
Yeah, do what your enemy or your opponent is not doing or not willing to do.
Yeah.
I feel like people should be like you said earlier. People should be more clear on what they want and why. Be clear on your why. Be clear on why you're doing something. Be clear on why you're pursuing something, because you won't give it that full effort. You won't wake up the same. You won't wake up wanting to do. You won't give it the same discipline. You won't continuously like having that mindset if you don't know why you're doing it.
Yeah, and if I had to say something is, I used to say it's easier to say it, but we have to really do it. You have to make your wallpaper the reason why you're fighting. Like for me, you have to make it your mother. If your mother is not where you want her to be at, make your wallpaper. Look at it every day. Like, damn, like I need to do something for her. Like you have to wake up hungry to kill for your family, for those that you love, for their freedom that you want, for the money that you want, and that's what it is. We have a lady at the office. Her name's Maria. Her Spanish is not the best. She's not I am a special business person who went to the school. No, she's just hungrier than others. That's why she met Patrick Bet-David, a $400 million earner who's the CEO of many companies, and that's why she met him, because she's hungrier than the rest of her competitors. And again, that's why. How can I measure my hunger? Frustration. What are you frustrated at the most? You wake up and what do you? Is it the bank? Is it the fact that you can't drive the car that you want? Is it money? For some, it's money. There's nothing wrong with that. Is it your family? Is it your house? Is it your kids? Now do it. Now fight for it. Now go do something.
And she understood what she wanted. She
Exactly.
understood. She was clear on.
She had a clear. It's clarity. It's focus. It's clarity. It's boom. I gotta get to it.
It's
I gotta
like-
get to it.
Like I said, most people will say their family, but like she meant her family.
Yeah, and then she's doing things.
She understood.
She's making
she
money.
had to
6-figure
make a-
earner.
She had to make a change. It's not something that she was procrastinating about. It's not something like she made the efforts to go have the requirements to see Patrick
Yeah,
David.
like she went. She literally went for it. She's a killer. That's what I call a killer.
And that, yeah, man. I mean,
So, again, with the topic 2023 is the fact that you have to be there early. And it's not, when I say that doesn't mean be at the job 15 minutes. That means start the week good, start the day good, start the year good. That means your January, if the first week of January wasn't good for you, if you didn't do what you wanted to do in December 31st on January 1st or 7th, if you haven't completed your goals, that's already a bad year. That's already a bad year for you. And the fact that it's okay. It doesn't matter what the past. It doesn't matter what happens to you. It just matters what you do. So from now on, you guys want to have a good year. Do what you want to do. Stop letting your thoughts. Stop overthinking. Oh my God, I can't do this. Stop giving fear power. You have to stop giving fear power, and you have to give power to I can do it. You have to give power to let me do it. Just drop whatever you're doing, and then do what you want to do. Whatever if it's a business, or if it's an office, or if it's construction, or if it's a gym, or if it's whatever you want to do in life. Stop thinking. You're overthinking about it. Just do it, man. I promise you. And if the more mistakes you make doing it, the more you'll learn. And in 5 years, you'll have what you want. That's what it is with everything.
I just want to add what he was saying about regardless, we have to do what we have to do.
Amen.
Regardless of what we feel and our emotions, but it's your fault. No, let me get this right. At a certain moment in our life, we're gonna get something messed up. Something's gonna go through our lives, and we're gonna keep, we're gonna be messed up. But it's gonna be your fault if you keep getting messed up.
Exactly.
Are you gonna change it or not?
Exactly.
We have to do stuff that we don't like to do, to be successful in life, or if you want to reach a goal, you're gonna have to do stuff that you don't want to do. Many in the business side, there's many things that you don't want to do, but if you want to get to that goal, you have to do it, regardless what you feel. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I don't really rely on emotions, or I don't
That's
really
very
rely
good.
on purpose. I mean, yes, we all have a purpose, but there's days that I don't even want to read, or there's days that I don't even want to get up to start the day early and get my work done. I don't even want to do my work, but
You have to do it anyways.
you gotta do it anyways, no matter what you feel. And yes, emotions, if you put it in a good sense, it's gonna get that fire in you.
What's the
But
first thing you said?
damn,
You said
Oh.
it, and I was gonna talk more about it.
yeah, you could be messed up, but it's your fault if you keep getting messed up.
Exactly. So
You gotta change it.
that's amazing. What he said, it's amazing. If you guys didn't catch it, basically, if you messed this week up, for example, if your day wasn't good, that doesn't mean that tomorrow can't be good either. That means, okay, I made a mistake, and a mistake is not something you repeat on purpose. A mistake is a mistake. A mistake is an accident. A mistake was something that was not meant to happen. Therefore, it shouldn't happen again because you learned the lesson. So if you made a mistake, and if it was an accident, and if you want to be better, you have to change. The next day it can't be the same. It can't be the same, or else that day will be like, damn, I didn't do shit either. Like, do something, man. That's all.
I mean, I got kind of humbled. I mean, I could say humbled. I wasn't feeling the best, in the last past 2 days, and like they were saying, it's like, if you don't do good one day, there's always a tomorrow, and I feel like God was humbling me in a way, because before that I was just working, and it was like, all right, God was telling me like, all right, slow down. There's time. You have 5 years ahead of you. Most people in businesses take 5 years to take off, but you trying to do this in a month. Sometimes us kids are a little too eager to get rich, and we don't realize the duration and length and time length that it'll take to truly get to where we want to be, truly get successful. And like they were saying, sometimes you're gonna have to put your emotions to the side. Sometimes you're gonna have to, forget your emotions. Don't I took some notes from Tony while we were in our meeting. It said forget your emotions. No matter what you feel, do things that you need to do. And it's like we need to make the sacrifices worth the change to change the circumstances that our families are in. So you see your families, everything's about your family, everything's about this, but you see what they're in. You want to get them out that situation. Wake up wanting to get them out that situation. Work and think about that situation that they're in. Change, like, have the mindset of, oh, all right, boom, I need to get this done. They're in this situation. I need to get eager to get this done. Boom, get them out the situation. And it's not gonna just be about them anymore. It's gonna be about more families, and it's just gonna continue to grow. That's what business is about. It's about growth. If you aim for one thing, you will eventually just continue to keep growing. And that's what it's. Master the first fruit, and then you will learn to plant more.
That's beautiful. He said that even the emotion factor is that, like, what is it that you guys want to do? Like, the people who are watching this, like, what is it? Like, for real, like, comment it down below. What is it that you want to do, and what are you going to do in this year to actually make it happen? I want a six-pack. I want to travel. I want to start a business. I want to make more money. How are you going to do that? If you don't know how, you can also type that. How can I do that? Maybe we can help you guys. Maybe we can send you some videos, some links. But for real, type down below, if you're watching this, what do I want to do, and how can I do it? Or I don't know how to do it, or I want to do it, or this is how I'm going to do it. Because that's how it starts. You have to write it down, kind of like, for us, we know what we want. We have it written down. We have it everywhere in front of our faces to keep us reminded as to why and how we're going to do it. And every day, the more you look at it, the more you're going to realize, like, it doesn't matter what I feel. The universe doesn't care what you feel. The universe doesn't care. The universe wakes up every day and night just like you, and doesn't care what you feel. No matter what you do, no matter how good you are as a person, no matter how bad, it doesn't care what you do or what you are. It will always continue. The sun will always go up. The sun will always go down, and those days are going to pass by. And if you don't do anything, it really is going to look back and say, wow, I regret not doing anything. Time's going to pass by, and you're just going to have the bill of regret. That's what I don't want you to have. So I really encourage you to write down in the comment, what is it that this year I want to do, and how am I going to accomplish it? So that's a little step for you guys to take that I would like to read. I honestly would like to read and respond.
What is our book of the month?
The book of the month that we're reading is called
The Coaching Habit. Say less, acts more, and changes the way.
Speak up.
Oh, my phone. Is it? Is it? The book of the month is the Coaching Habit. Say and less, acts more, and changes like way you lead forever.
Yeah.
So coaching habits, say less, ask more, and change the way you lead. I feel like
that's a book. It's on Amazon. I paid $13 for it. It's The Coaching Habit at what is it? Ask
more, change.
Say less, ask more.
Say less, ask more,
and change the way you lead forever. So that's a book you guys can read for this month. That's another habit you can start doing. And I encourage you to also remove the bad habits. It's not about adding to your plate. It's about removing the bad things that aren't working. So if the bad things aren't working, and you don't have to lie to yourself. You know the things that aren't working because they're not making more money. So I encourage you to read books. We have our own book of the month, and I really recommend it.
Yeah. This year, they told us at the office, the year of building character. I feel like that's what we should all focus on, building character. It'll not only aim for our outside, but it'll mainly aim for our inside. So, a motivational speaker named Jim Rohn, he told me, well, not me specifically, but in his sermons, he would say, work harder on yourself rather than your job. Because once you start working harder on yourself, then you'll start working harder on other things due to the fact that, you've mentally strengthened your mind. You've mentally strengthened, your self-improvement, your self-discipline, just how you see things. You'll see it differently. You'll do things better. You'll get rid of those bad habits, like Alex said. I feel like those bad habits those little things that we do, once we get rid of those, we'll start doing bigger things. It just starts with those little bad habits that we just need to get rid of. So, yeah.
Okay, how would you guys define the word character? When it comes to the year of character, what would you guys define that, and how would you guys build the character?
Well, that's a tricky question. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You
There's more.
You guys
there's-
don't have anything.
ask the question again.
How would you guys define character? And if you guys do define it, how will you? Because the year is the year of building character for us. So how would you define it, and what will you do to build it?
Okay. How would you define character, and what would you do to build it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would define character as someone who people see you as. That's just my opinion, because I feel like if people see you a certain way, then that's your character. Like, you have multiple people seeing you a specific way. Like, depending if you change, they'll be like, "Oh, this is that person now. That's his character. This is the character. He's a funny character. He's a silly character. He gives a good mood, you know." But like I said, when you change it, that's just the way you build it. You could build a funny character. You could build a strong character. But if someone asks about you, you will get that opinion from others. They'll be like, "All right, who's this guy? Who's this guy, Alex? His character gives off, very strong. It seems like he works on himself a lot. He's improving in his mental state, and that's just him. He gives a boss character. Anthony, who's Anthony? He's a very nonchalant person. He's a very nonchalant character. I feel like it's kind of what other people see, and you can change it by just improving yourself. Once you change how you act, your actions kind of give off your character.
Good.
So yeah.
So Anthony, how would you define character, and what would you do to build it this year?
If I was defining character, it has to be values and principles. And what I already said, but values and principles are more the things that you do for a reason, or it's just the way how you live life. We have principles in life. The company that we work for, we have principles and values. Well, with all those things, it's like you're average guy. Cause I could be an average guy, but Alex could do something that is totally different. So that makes him different. So therefore, he's like a character.
Okay. So you guys gave both good definitions. You said the way someone looks at you and interprets you. He said values and principles. Those are all very. I honestly combine all three of ours and then just make one good definition, which is like people see you as a certain way, and then if you have the values and principles, they'll see you as someone with values and principles. That's a good combination. And the way that I'd say is, character is how tough you are. Character is how much you can sustain. Character is how much sacrifice you are willing to pay. That's what character is to me. Character is like, okay, I don't want to do this, but I still have to do it. That's character right there. You see someone, that's character right there. That's good character. Like, that's your attitude. You wake up every day, you're not negative. You're not a negative Nancy. You're not someone who's like, blah, 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 my tire flat. No one cares. The universe does not care, like I said earlier. The universe does not care. So what is your character going to say? Character is going to say that it doesn't matter what the universe happens. It matters is what I got to do. So that's what, and someone with good character is also a very helpful person. Someone who likes to give, someone who's kind, who's nice, who's very approachable. That's how I define a good character. It's someone who's willing to pay the sacrifice, who's tough, who's gone through the worst things. And how you would build that is actually by trying the things that you've never done. So you don't know how to swim? Okay, swim. Go ahead, jump in the water. You're not going to die. I promise you won't die. Just have someone with you, obviously. Yeah. But that's how you build character. You build that toughness, and now you can say, I can swim now. I can swim now because I survived swimming. Okay, what's next? I have to mount a TV. I don't know how to mount. Okay, I did it. Character is built. Okay, I have to lead this entire sales team into getting this promotion. Okay, I did it. You built character. You went through the things that you didn't want to go through, and they were tough. And you built character. And now you're stronger for the next mountain. That's how I'm gonna build character in 2023.
That's good. I like that. What was taught and what was said in the in our meeting again. Speaking off of building character. Speaking off of being a tough person, right? It says be positive, be tough, and strong. So I feel like that's one of the key factors of building character and having character. Actually, when you're strong, when you can take certain hits, when you can take certain call outs from someone above you, when you can take certain things that are coming your way that you don't expect. You know, anything can happen, but you stay strong and you shift it towards positivity. You know, and that character that trait that you have, it's not built overnight. You know, it's something that takes, like you said, it's something that takes, you know, something that you just go for. Like if you want something, you don't just, you know, be shy and wait for it to come to you. No, you chase after, you jump in the water. It's not something that happens overnight. You need to attack it, and you need to, you know, do what you can to acquire what you want.
Yeah.
If you want a trait, you attack it. If you want to be a speaker, you don't just look at the speaker and watch him speak. You then speak to a crowd.
You then learn and then you speak.
You then learn.
Maybe not the biggest crowd, but the smaller crowd, like them,
like a group
of
of
friends.
friends.
That's how you start. Honestly, that's how I started. I learned from people above me, and then I spoke to him, and then I spoke to him, and then now we're here. So that's how you can do it with your friends too.
That's a good sideline. A good sideline would push you or like push you. I mean, might see it personal. A lot of people, when someone says something about you're not doing right or you're not doing nothing at all, they think it's like personal. No, it's just they want you to, you know, see you in the next goal or the next promotion.
Yeah, and that's the beauty about this kind of life where personal development is like, a lot of the times that people don't want to move forward in their life is because they don't realize this. It's not that they don't want to. It's because they have these people holding them back, and they don't know that's the reason that the people holding them. They have this friend group, they have this family, they have people like their cousins, their aunts, and they're holding them back in reasons that they don't know why or how. But the fact is that if you want to go up, you have to like let things down. Like you have to like, maybe your friendship is like, they're not helping you go up. So why are you with them? Like we're not on the same goals. Like, think about it rationally. Like, you're with them emotionally because you love them, because you spent time. But think about it rationally. Why would you be with them? Like, think about it literally logically. Like, why would you be with them if they're not helping me go up? If we aren't making money, if we're not pursuing life, like, why are you with them? Why is that your friend group? Because what? Because pleasure, right? Because pleasure. So that's the thing that you have to look at. It's the way of life, honestly. You want to live a better life? Delay the pleasure, delay the gratification, and understand that there's things that you have to go through. Otherwise, you can live a regular and ordinary life. But that's how I'd say it.
More about the part when you're saying about friends and like they bring you down or whatever. Well, depending on what friends you have,
they don't even know that they're bringing them down.
I can see it as like you're a balloon, right? You're a balloon, and you're tied up with weights.
Mm-hmm.
The more things you cut off that are not really bringing you up, the more that you go down, or the more slowly you go.
Exactly. So you want to let those weights go.
Just cut it off. You gotta
just cut out those weights. And it's not even that bad. You're not gonna cut them out forever. You can just have them there. You can just say, "Hey, no, I'm busy right now. I'm working on this new thing. I'm trying to change." And a lot of times, they're not putting you down on purpose. They're not saying, "Oh, don't do this. You're not gonna go anywhere." A lot of times, just the fact that they don't support you, so therefore you feel like under them. You feel like, oh, he doesn't support me. Like, no one believes me. Like, you already start talking to yourself. It's like, no, he doesn't support me. Okay, now let him go. Let me find someone who does support me. That's how you change. Because a lot of times, two people don't believe in you, and one does, and you listen to the two that don't. So why are you doing that? So think of it rationally. This guy believes in me. Let me go hang with him. Let me go hang with people that he does hang with, and that's how you go up from there. It's a lot of habits you have to create. And one thing I wanted to say is, how clear are you coming to 2023? The difference between your why, your how, and what are you doing and why you're doing it is clarity. You need to have a clear thought as to why you're doing it, how you're gonna do it, and when, or like all of it. Just all the W's. Just how you're gonna do it. Clarity.
I didn't. To be honest, with this coming here, I have some clarity, but there's things that I don't know yet. So there's things I still have questions. Yeah. Question in life, question in business, question in relationships. There's multiple things we have questioned, but the more you clarify things, the more you understand it. The more understand it, there's more meaning to it.
Yeah.
So it all comes to more clarify.
And clarity doesn't come with, okay, let me think about it. And then you go home and you don't think about it. That's not clear. Clarity is going in conversations. Clarity might take years. Clarity might take months. Like clarity can happen any time of the day. Clarity can take how many time it's whatever the universe wants. That's when clarity comes to your mind. You're like, oh, I got to do this now. And the thing is that overnight success is not real. Like it takes years for overnight success to happen. That's what it is. It takes years for overnight success to happen. And clarity is just like overnight success. It might take years. It might take months. And that's why most people are even clear because they're not even willing to think about it, go out and have conversations with people who are higher than them about what should I do next. Most of them are just stuck. Oh, I want to do this, and then they just don't do it. Go ahead and do it. Like go ahead and do it. It's that simple.
I feel like what you just said. Clarity isn't something you just think about and just forget.
Yeah.
It's something that you're supposed to have a decision and keep that decision.
Yeah.
It's like a self promise that you make to yourself. Yeah. So I have a question for you guys actually. Not like I'm not asking for a whole plan, but what's the difference that you guys expect to make? What's going to be your difference that you guys pursue this year?
This year is for me is kind of like it's not as much. I'm always building character, whether it's the year or not. Like that's just what it is. It could be the year of something, and I'm still building character because it's just what I like, and I'm always building character. I'm always like going through tough things. But for me, I want to explode. Like Rodine, our one of our mentors.
100%.
I want to really explode. This is one of my years of explosion, and I want to go and do everything that I've never done, that I've always wanted to do. I want to go out to events. I want to go out and travel. I want to go out and meet people that I've never met. I want to go shake hands with millionaires. I want to go have dinner with billionaires, and I want to do things that I've never done. This is how it goes. You have to do things, get out of your comfort zone. This is my year of explosion. This is what it is. And how will I do it? Again, character. I have to go do uncomfortable things. I have to go talk to people that I've never learned. I have to go through so many hardships and failures, and I'm ready for it. I love it. It's a game. It's sport to me. So that's what it is. How would you answer that question?
I would answer that question by saying this year with new things. I would say exposing my new company. Talk to more people about what I do. Try to bring the most people I can to bring, especially in school. I know a lot of people. I'm well known in school, and I had a thought last week when I was doing work, you could say, and I realized I'm well known in school. What if I'd use that into my advantage? I got my, I realized I got resources, so I was like, listen. I have people at school who are 18 and older, and probably they have no direction in life, or just probably they're not employed, or they're working, or they don't want to work for a long time in that job. So I was saying, let me help these people. I don't know where they're at. There's times where I don't even know where I'm seeking, but you just gotta you can just talk to anybody, to be honest. But yeah, that's one of the things I want to change this year.
So exposing
I want to just explode, man. I want to go talk to everyone. I want to go have everyone in my contact. I want to go big. I want to make money this year.
Right. So building character and exposing the business. So you guys basically, both of y'all, aiming for growth.
This is one good thing. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
But me and him hang out together every day, and our goals are kind of aligned. And this is what you have to do. If there's someone in your life who doesn't have the same goals as you, don't have them in your life. Okay, have them maybe for an hour, but don't make them your best friend, everyday bestie. No, go ahead, go
surround yourself with people that want the same goals.
Alignment. Me, all three of us, we hang out together every damn day. Alignment, every day. Alignment, and we're out in the same goal, same direction, and that's how you go up. It's like instead the power of one, the power of two. There's three of us, and we're trying to have four, we're trying to have five, we're trying to have six, and that way it's easier. Like the difference between someone who makes 100K and someone who makes $1 million is the fact that 100K is alone, and the millionaires, most of them have a team. They have a team, and they know that they can't do it by themselves. And that's something that we learned at the age of 18, 17, 19. And it's something that we're working on young now before we even hit $1 million. So it's easier that way.
And speaking on that, actually, for me, the change that I want to make this year, what I want to be different, is my surroundment. So who I'm surrounding myself with. You know, I'm in this business now, and it's like I've learned so much off of people that I've learned so much other things, that non-necessary things that I don't need from groups of people that I used to hang out with, you know. But now I need to surround myself with people that know about business, entrepreneurship, e-commerce, just all anything about that can make me successful in life. Because the people that you surround yourself with is genuinely who you are.
Exactly.
And once I surround myself with business people, then I can finally say I'm a businessman. It's gonna be a hard achievement, and that's honestly what that's honestly what I'm grateful for. When there's something that I can fight for, I truly know it's something that, you know, God's trying to test me for. If I'm willing to do it, then I'll do anything to get to where I want to, you know, to get to where I want to be. So for anyone that's in the positioning of wanting change, the first thing that you have to do, honestly, is separate yourself from the people you hang around with. They're not doing anything. They honestly don't care about you. Probably for that temporary moment. And if you're in school, honestly, it's probably they'll probably remember you for just that those quarters, those years, however long school is for you. But once you get out, you know, if they do consecutively keep up with you for like a cool, you know, 2 weeks, a year, they'll forget about you like after 5 years. It's like when you die, when you go to someone's funeral, you're gonna, you know, have your ties for them. You're gonna love them. Like me, if I die today, I expect a lot of people to come to my funeral. Obviously, I'm JJ, but after like a few, perhaps like my family, my mom and dad are gonna continuously think about me. But like friend wise, I don't expect you guys to constantly post every year, every day. Long live JJ. JJ was a good guy. But you guys are gonna be like 30, 45, 50. Y'all not gonna want to be posted. It's not gonna be relevant. It's not gonna be. There's no purpose in it anymore. I want to rest in peace. I don't want. I appreciate it, but it's over. You know. But just think for a second. Just understand. Like not a lot of people care. Not a lot of people really care for a long duration of time. They won't really care. But it's your life. You know. Don't let someone else ruin your eternity. You know, even though you're not living for eternity, but where you're going is eternity, whether it's, you know, heaven or hell. But just aim for the right people and you'll get the right life. You know, if you want drugs, then that's the right life. You'll hang around with drug dealers. If you want business, hang around the business people, and you will get that business life. It depends with who you hang around with, who you surround yourself with.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
If I had to say one thing is that if you want to change this year, it has to hurt. If it's not hurting, then you're not doing. Then nothing will change. If the change that you want to go, the change that you're going through, if it's not hurting, if you're not going through pain, if you're not going through doubt, fear, and trial and error, then nothing will happen. Nothing will change you. It'll be the same 2022. It won't be 2023. It'll be 2022 part 2. That's what it will be. The thing is that if you want it to change, it has to hurt. So you hear this. Oh, you hear him. You hear him, right? Change your surroundings. Change who you hang around with. That has to hurt. It has to hurt. And if it doesn't hurt, then that's good, because that means it's easier for you. But for me, it was easy to let go of my old friends, because I knew that it's an investment that I'm making. Kind of like hang with them. They're my friends now, and it's a beautiful friendship that we have, actually. And it'll change my future instead of hanging out with the same people that before. So it has to hurt. It has to hurt, the fact that you're going through to this change of like, damn, I have to let these friends go. Like, yes, it will hurt, and you have to build new friends and new relationships, and that's how you go out. And that's kind of one of the purposes of life, is just change, like nature and death and life. It's just on a cycle of change. And then again, your habits have to change. The things you do have to change. The way you think has to change. You can't be negative. Instead of thinking, oh, I don't think I could do this. I don't think I could afford this. How can I afford this? How can I do this? Why can't I do this? I want to do this. Change the way you think. Change your habits. Change your surroundings. Change the things you do. Change the things you read. The things you give your time to. and that's how you can make 2023 a different year.
A little sidetrack. More about what JJ has said. If he dies, people are gonna mourn for him. But I see my perspective of death is more on giving something, not giving something away, but the thing that someone like when someone dies is I see as that they're returning something. You're returning something. Something is not really permanent yours. You know, a little sidetrack, but my mom had broke my mug last 2 weeks, and then she felt really bad. She was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna get you another one, this and that." I'm like, "Mom, it's an object. It's not long living. The mug is broken. I'm just returning it. I had it for the moment, and I was happy. Now I'm giving it back." I see it as that as humans too.
That's beautiful.
I feel like us humans, we think that something is really permanent, but in reality, no. Everyone passed away. Actually, in our office, one of our top brokers, he has said, "I'm not gonna be here one day. One day, I'm not gonna show up. I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be passed away." And it's crazy to think that we think that we're gonna live for a long time. We are gonna live for a long time, but we're gonna live forever. And I just see it as that, I'm gonna get sad, I'm gonna get emotional, but you realize you got to let go. It's more about returning things, not, having something permanent.
Holding on to things, yeah. It's good to know that not everything is yours. You're born this world with nothing, and you will leave this world with nothing. So
that's what you want to
borrow what you can and use it to your best until you're gone, and you just give it back. That's a good lesson right there.
That's why you want to be something good in his life.
That's beautiful.
That's some sauce, salsa Goya.
That's Goya.
That's Goya right there. But
that was good, Tony. I like it.
I was gonna say something, but I actually forgot. He was saying something about life and death and how most people think they're gonna live forever, and it's not the fact that that you're gonna die one day, but it's easier to say it than to actually feel it and think it. Because when you feel it and think it, then you move, and you're like, oh, I gotta do something. Like I gotta do something before I die. And that comes, I don't know when that comes to you, and I don't know when that comes to you. I'm not Morpheus, all right. So for me, it came at an early age. So for you, it's easier to say I'm gonna die one day. Okay, we all know that because we've seen it. But to actually feel it and know that's gonna happen is different, because most of the times that we eat bad things, we do bad things, is because we realize nothing's bad happening right now. Like I could just do this forever.
It's true.
No, I promise you, regret is gonna come. I promise you. Like I know this because all my mentors have told me this, and I trust them because they lie to me. They're my mentors. They help you make money. So the fact is, you're gonna experience regret, and the way that you lessen that is by experiencing pain now and then experiencing gratification then. So that's a good lesson to also take within you. But yeah,
I mean,
that was a very good talk.
I mean, like we said on our first podcast, we continuously have our Discord growing every day. We kind of failed to promote it in our description, but we do need to start putting in the links so people can just join easier.
We do have meetings regularly where we talk.
And
so if you want to come in and talk about your life, why you want to get better, and it's not about being depressed. It's not about getting better, man. Like it could be anything. It could be anything. It could be I want to buy a bike for my son. I want to buy a PS5 for my son. Okay, let's work on that. Let's work on quitting your job and doing what you want to do. Let's work on your mental. Let's work on your physical. That's what we're here to do. We're just here to serve the world. Jesus was a server. We're also going to be servers. We're also going to be here to serve. There's no other reason here to serve.
Yeah, and I kind of forgot to mention growth in my, something that I want to change. I mean, I kind of mentioned it, but the people that I surround myself with, main thing that I want to change is, or want to gain is, growth in my members, in my team. I mean, I'm already acquiring that so much by the help of these young fellows, but I'm also attacking it myself. we're growing a team. We're a young team. Like it's only like 18-year-olds younger, or 19. I think we got the oldest man right here. But it's just full of people, young guns that are genuinely want like to change their lives. You feel me? They see a opportunity, and they're not just sitting around and letting it go by. They're taking a chance. It's like I heard this thing. I heard it. It's I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I'll definitely mention it on the next podcast. But it's like the bill of trying is not worse than
the bill of discipline is not as painful as the bill of regret.
It's something. It's definitely something related to that. But it's like, why not try? It's like not trying is worse than trying.
Exactly.
So it's like what's the hurt?
That's with
like,
anything. That's with anything.
Anything good. I mean, it's with anything bad either. But like, you know, we're in the change of we're in the year of building character. So bad habits, obviously, we're eliminating that from our year, and we're aiming for good prosperities only. So try good things, and you'll get good outcomes if you aim.
If you stick long enough too, because you might try good things and they're not going to give you results. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to give up, and that's why you're not where you want to be, because you don't know how to go ahead and try again and get hit hard and go in and try again and always try again and never give up.
Consistency is going to be your greatest key factor.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What would you say?
What was the question about that?
No, it wasn't a question. It's just, you know, how you gonna end things off.
Ending stuff with this year, or
With the podcast.
With the podcast, just I would say realize what things are pulling you down and things are pulling you up. The things that are pulling you up, you want to exceed in that. You want to grow that. And the things that are pulling you down, listen, it could be friends. You know, I'm not saying to leave your friend. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying manage your time. To me, time is gold. Time is very valuable to me. I treat my time as if it was like my future wife. But time is something that people don't have. As youngins, we don't. I mean, we have the time, but there's people out there who are in their 40s, 50s, and you know, time is running out, and they realize that, you know, there's no retirement plan. There's nothing. Yeah. But more about the friends. It's about knowing who's with you and knowing who's not with you. That's basically simple as that. It's not really that hard.
Amen.
But, you know, it was a great talk with you guys at this podcast. There's many more topics that we could talk about in the future, but this topic was mainly specifically on the meeting that we had just had. But, you know, it's all good. And it was a great talk with y'all. You want to close it, Alex?
Yes, sir. So this was a good Saturday, honestly. Good day. Glad to have you guys listening. If you are listening in the future, if we're not live anymore, still take all this information in. Still think of the fact that you're not where you want to be, and you should at least keep your ears open to people like us, people who are above you. We're not above you, but people who are doing the things that they want to do, and you're not. So take a chance at it. Take a listen. Go read a book. And if I had to leave with one message, it's the fact that it has to hurt. Again, it has to hurt. If the pain has to hurt, the change has to hurt. And if you don't want to go through that hurt, then go ahead. You're gonna go through two different type of pains: the pain of change or the pain of regret. So we'll see which one's worse in the future. But as to you who does want to change, who are watching this, go ahead and take action as of now. There's no tomorrow. It's now. And as of that, you guys have a great day. You guys have a great now wherever you are in the world, whatever time you're listening to. Good night, good morning, good day. This is Geraldo Lewis, Alex.